Hashtag pay to win. Don't play us. Come on, recipes. Give us something we don't have. Let's go, let's go. Or, yeah, just something we don't have. Orbeez would be nice. That's one we really don't have. We're going to get played again, aren't we? I'm going to stop buying these dang things if we keep getting played like this. Come on. I don't even know what I want from this one. Diamond would be nice. Okay, I'll take it, I guess. Not bad. We already have some, but 3 more is going to be nice, I suppose. Alrighty, what are we going to get from this? Oh, slime. Okay, could be better still. We have those, but 3 more is always nice. What is this going to be? I don't even know what I would want from here. I guess, oh, that's nice. Actually, these are so expensive. Early game, they're hard to buy, so 32 of them is super dope. And now this special item. Come on, give us something good. Give us something good. Again, I don't super know what I would want, but something. You know what? We'll take it. Yo, what is up, y'all? My name's Redbeard Ben, and welcome back to Skybounds 2.0. Technically episode 3, but for second real episode. And today, let's talk about farming. Farming has changed abundantly in this new rendition of Skybounds. This gets me every time. So these are what they call crop blocks. They work very interestingly. So last season, you just had dirt and seeds, and you used the farming robot to plant those seeds. This season, if you punch a crop, it auto-plants again. You get the drops without the seeds, and it auto-plants itself again. So I think that's such a cool feature. It's amazing. And then it makes the farms less ridiculous because you have to get these crop blocks. So if I take these, if you want to pick them up, all you have to do is right-click them with a hoe. I know that's one that trips up a lot of people, a question a lot of people ask. And they're these crop blocks. You can craft them with these crop scraps, which work the same way as the seed slivers and the spawner shards. So they're not as easy to attain. You can only buy wheat on the auction, on the shop. So I think it's a very unique and really, really cool way to do it. Now the other thing, new change, is if you punch the bottom block, you only get, you get 2. So if you punch the second from the bottom block of bamboo, you don't get the full stack this season. You only get 2, that's it. And you do get the 2 with the sugarcane when you punch the bottom. So this farm style is still effective. However, if you look here on this is a great timing. They do get stuck on the blocks here for whatever reason. So I'm going to have to move this to a chunk that has an auto chest because it's not efficient. They're not popping all the way off. Maybe if I moved the block here further one out, I don't know. But either way, I think I want to do it with the auto chest regardless. So I'm going to have to tear this down and move it to a different chunk. And then we also did build a farm here, but I'm going to do a full redesign, I think. I don't like it. It's the way you get crop scraps is by punching crops, and you can't do that with this farm. It's completely automatic. They worked really hard to take some of the automation out of this season, at least make it harder. So I want to be able to turn this on and off. Like if we're AFKing, we'll turn it on so that it is automatic. But when people are online, I want them to be able to come in here and punch the stuff. So we need more space in between, really, and then we'll do that. So that's what we're going to do this episode is I'm going to show you how to build a couple farms. But for now, I'm going to have to tear all this down and get ready for a redesign. So I will be back after I do that. So I've gotten distracted. I got addicted to farming again. And I have just been sitting here, not filming, not doing anything, just straight up breaking crops. I broke them down and then just spread them out and have been hitting them because I don't really have a good reason other than I've been enjoying it. It's kind of therapeutic and... Alright, I have torn almost everything out. I did have these ones in here because I've been breaking them, I've been mining them. But I do have a little bit of a surprise here. If we look in our inventory, we have a farming robot. Now, farming robots are different this season from last season. Instead of planting seeds, they now break the crops. And with the new mechanics, you don't have to have seeds. They just automatically grow. So, we're going to use our farming robot for wheat, which I went ahead and built this wheat here. This is all of our wheat seeds. It's just a simple platform. We got the water in the middle, and then it can go 4 in all the directions. And we're going to plop this farming robot down in the middle of here. Boom. And we give him a hoe. He will now start breaking this wheat. We'll give him a second here since these ones are grown, and we'll watch it happen. Now, the super nice thing about this is that we don't need to worry about giving him anything. We don't have to worry about chests and hoppers and all that kind of stuff feeding seeds into his body because he doesn't plant anything. He just breaks them and they plant automatically. So just like that, he has now grabbed some wheat. And we already have an auto chest set up, so we don't even have to worry about catching his items because these ones are already all set up. And then we can get to work on our farm up here. Now, what the farm up here is going to do is it's going to use water to break the crops. However, I want to be able to break the crops by hand so we can get these crop scraps. And you can't do that with water or farming robots. You can only get them by breaking things with your hand. So to do that, we're going to put water on this end, and it will flow across the blocks, and then we're going to have a switch that turns the timer on or off. So if you don't know, water flows 8 blocks. So as a result, we can do 8 this way, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to have to raise it up 1 and do another 8 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The farm's going to look very empty because we don't have potato, carrots, or beetroot. And if we do look at our farming table, ones that will also break this way that are coming up are going to be these netherworts, sweet berries. Yeah, and that's it. So for now, it is going to look empty, but it will continue to fill as we do get more crop blocks and all of that fun jazz. So we're going to have a few rows of potato, a few rows of carrots, and then a few rows of beetroot, and then eventually we'll obviously add the netherworts and the sweet berries. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the farm. Now, since we do have to control the water flow and we want it to flow correctly, we do have to fill in all the empty spaces of the farm. And for the purpose of looking decent and not sticking out like a sore thumb, we're just going to do it with dirt for now. And then the dirt can be removed as we get more of the crop blocks. Now that I went ahead and filled all that in and we installed the water and everything is growing, we next are going to need to use, well, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can use dispensers, or you can use the whole pistons will be up, and then when you want the water to come down, they pop down. But I prefer pistons. It's a lot cleaner looking and, in my opinion, faster and easier to wire. And then we'll need to fill them up with the water, and then I'm going to build a platform to work on some redstone here. So you're going to have to wire up the dispensers. And you can't do them down on that first level. It won't activate them, but you can do them from up above here. So this is going to be the easiest way to do it. And then this is going to go into a double tick system. So to build that, I'm working a little bit in reverse here, but that's just for spacing purposes. So to build that, you're going to need a hopper going this way, and then a hopper going this way, like so. So our output from our hopper clock will be right here. And then it's going to go into this. It's going to go into this. It's going to use this one to activate the water the first time. And then this signal is going to be delayed by the time it goes around over here. And then that's going to click it the second time. So if I can get a button here, I can go ahead and show you how it works. So if you look right now, the water is off. If we press this button, you can see that it will first use this one to activate it, and then it will tick a second time after it goes around there, and then it will clear the water away, and it needs to be done. It needs to be a little longer, it seems, so let's add some more pistons. So we'll just add some more repeaters to it. All right, if we add 2 repeaters, it should be long enough. Should hopefully be long enough to get all the crops, so you can see that the ones down at the bottom are grown. We hit the button, it activates, the water flows. Because I did it 1 block too long, I need to fix that. So that's my fault. The top one can only be 7, so water can flow 8 blocks. So when you have it like this, it flowed. The water flow hit this 8th block and stopped. So the top layer actually needs to be 7, and the bottom layer needs to be 8. That's my bad. Let me punch this layer out real quick and move the dispensers forward as well. So let me just do this super quick. Minor bit of embarrassment. That's just bad math on my part. But, you know, it happens. Happens to the best of us. And me. It also happens to me. Now, one thing to note, I went ahead and moved everything. But one thing to note is when you build this double tick system, you have to make sure the hoppers are facing the right direction or it will create an infinite loop. So this one has to face this way and this one has to face this way. So this one going that direction blocks the system from turning and circling around since these ones are all facing the other direction. All right, now this should work. If it doesn't work this time, I don't know what to tell you, man. So there you go. It goes across. It clears everything out, and it will stop right at that edge there. And if we look in our chest over here, you can see that there's stuff in here. Actually, we're getting a lot of wheat. That's pretty darn effective. But we've gotten more potatoes and carrots and all that kind of fun stuff. So now we need to work on making the double hopper clock. Now your final output. Now the final output we're actually going to put right here, so that we can build this way with a little extra space and not take up so much of the room over there. Not have it stick out so far away from our island. There's no real reason to have that turn. I feel like doing it this way. I think it'll look a little better. But personal preference. So when we talk about the hopper clock, we want to think of it as minutes and seconds. One hopper clock is going to control the minutes. One is going to control the seconds. So we're going to build the minute hand first. And the output's going to be this redstone torch right here. So you're going to need to connect the block over it. And this is just to determine where we want the output to be. Now a hopper clock, the way it works is it passes items back and forth between the clock and uses a comparator to determine when the block is empty or when it is full. So when it empties, it will send a signal out from the repeater and it will loop around and connect with a sticky piston on both sides. And then the sticky piston is going to pass this block of redstone back and forth so that when it's here, it ticks, and then it kind of goes back and forth like that. When the block is in between the blocks here, as it's moving, it shuts off this redstone, activates this torch, and then ticks through here, and then by the time it lands, it will turn it all back off again. Now, once you have this all set up, you got the hoppers here, comparator, redstone, piston, same on both sides, it just mirrors. If I put 10 pieces in there, by the time this one ends, you'll see it tick and it just flips back and forth. Now to get that process to slow, we need to add the second hand. So to do that, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put 4 redstone here like so, and then we're just going to do another hopper clock that will look exactly the same. Now once you have that already, you can put this redstone block. So the difference in this one is that this will go through with the 60 seconds of blocks, which I believe is 153 blocks. I'm going to have to do the math on that again. So if we put this stack of 64 in here, when it's done with that 64, it will send a tick that will deactivate this redstone, because when redstone is activated on top of a hopper system, the blocks don't flow. So just like when this one when this red block moves, it ticks. It does the same thing here, but one tick will allow one block to pass through. So if you have this set up to do 1 minute of items flowing back and forth, every minute it will send one item through. So then you can do however many minutes you want here. So just a little quick nerd stuff. I did a little bit of research, and 1 tick in Minecraft is equal to 0.1 seconds. So using that, 1 item passing through here equals 7 ticks. So 0.7 seconds. So using that math to get 60 seconds, well, it's actually 60 and a half, so 60.5 seconds, we're going to need 84 items. So using that math to get 60 seconds, well, 60.5 seconds, we're going to need 86 items in these hoppers. So we're going to take all this out, and I know it's going to start spazzing out until we have it. So we're going to need 64 plus another 22 items, and that's going to be how many equals 1 minute. So then for now, I think we're going to set it to 10 minutes. So we'll put those in there and those in there. And I added one extra on accident there. And then in here, we'll leave the 10 minutes. We'll just reset it over here. So now that'll be exactly 10 minutes, and it just went off with our fiddling. So now we'll give this the 10 minutes to go off, and we'll see how much has grown, and then we'll see if we need to add or detract time. But in the meantime, the other thing we wanted to do was to have an on-off switch for this hopper. And in the meantime, what we want to do is have an on-off switch for this hopper clock. So to do that, we need to extend our platform a little bit further. And then if you remember, I said that when the redstone over a hopper is powered, it will turn it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to string redstone there, and essentially we're going to take it out over this way to the front of the chunk so that we can put the switch out over here right at the beginning of all of our farms. So we'll just make a simple little wall here, and then at the end we want to have a lever, which I believe we have in this chest here. And then we're also going to need 2 signs. It looks like we have one, and I can make another. Up, which is off, is going to say AFK. Down, which is going to activate the redstone and turn off the hopper clock, is going to be manual farming. And then we just need to connect them using repeaters. So now you can see that it's going across here. The items are moving around, but if we come down here and we switch it over to manual farming, it will activate this, and you can see that the items are no longer moving. Come back over here, turn it to AFK, and the timer's going to go continue doing it. Now, one thing is that when the server resets, sometimes it screws up the hopper clock. For whatever reason, the items get stuck. Not every time, but sometimes. So an easy fix to that is if you just hit the switch like that, it'll reset the whole system, and you'll be good to go. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take everything. Wow, we've made quite a bit of wheat. I'm going to empty our inventory real quick. Now what I want to do while that is working is I want to go ahead and clean this up a little bit, make it look a bit prettier so that, I don't know, just so that there's like a front wall and it's not just kind of sticking out like that randomly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and empty this stuff out of here. This is a lot more efficient than we had before already. That's kind of crazy how much better that is. So then basically what I want to do is I actually just want to have, I already screwed that up, is I want to just have the chest facing outward like this, and then I guess this actually has to be half slabs, or I guess actually we'll make stairs so that the chests can still be open, and then eventually I'll move this auto chest, but for now I guess we're just gonna do a hopper chain. And if you don't know, one way to do this instead of the way we had it before is if you just put the hoppers like this, they will go down and fill the bottom, and then when that's full they'll go into those chests like that. So that's another way to do it. And I need one more hopper, unfortunately. I don't want to move the auto chest right now because I don't have all of the items to refill it. Why are these not growing? That's what I want to know. These normally grow really fast, or I guess I'm just watching it. So, you know, watch pot never boils, watch crops never grow. So let me buy one more of these real quick, and then you will see the wheat start to flow out of there and into this bottom chest. So that's it. That's our farm. Right now it's set to AFK. It's going to keep breaking. I'll have to remove these eventually. Maybe I'll finish a wall here. I'm not sure yet. We can add more levels as we go. You'll just have to make another layer, put more dispensers, and you can use one clock to control it all. You just have to raise the redstone signal up. That's what I'm going to call it. I know we still have to set up an auto farm here and here, the cocoa beans and the bamboo and sugarcane, but I don't want the episodes to be too long, so we'll just call it good with the Fishy loot crate. That's what we did at the beginning of the episode. That came out with the update from last Friday. So we opened the Fishy loot crate, and there we go. 10 minutes, clearly not long enough because none of those crops were grown. So we need to make that quite a bit longer, or we'll just make it, let's make it 20 minutes now to see how that works. So there's 2 ways to do that. Obviously you can double up this clock to make it a minute, or you can just add 10 more blocks to this. And it turns out I somehow did my math wrong, and I only, put it to 30 seconds instead of a minute. So we actually need to double these up. What was it, 86? Yep, double it up. That's on me. So you need 172 for a minute, actually. That's my mistake. And then we will take the half out of here that we added so that it's set to 10 minutes now. All right, now it's set to 10 minutes. That should be good, hopefully. If it's not, I'll adjust the time as it goes, and you can do the same on your island if you're going to go ahead and build this. So with that, I would like to bid you adieu. Thank you all so much for watching. For whatever reason, I really like the farming aspect in this game, just like farming in Minecraft in general. It's kind of cathartic, and fun to do. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from the Midwest and farming's in everyone's blood there. I don't know. I don't really have a good reason other than I enjoy it, and I don't need a reason to enjoy what I enjoy. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you. If you did enjoy and you want to see more Skybounds or any other content that I put out, please consider subscribing with that notification bell on, and, let me know in the comments what else you want to see done on our island. But like I said before, thank you all so much for watching. You guys, take care.